The third industrial revolution is a phrase that's been touted around a fair bit in recent months and over the last 18 months, really. We've applied it, obviously, to the notion of how rapid prototyping and three-dimensional printing is changing. But actually, it starts to be a far broader term, I think, for all sorts of techniques that are changing the way that we make product and shorten the logistics procedure, but also the delivery and the manufacturing process. So the example I want to share with you is this, which is a menswear brand called A Custom Apparel, based in New York, which uses body scanners to map 200,000 points on a man's body to create perfectly fitted suits, blazers, jeans, and shirts. So it basically creates things to order, and it will do it for about 150, 250 bucks. So it's shortening the time of delivery for a bespoke suit. It's massively collapsing the price that you would normally expect to pay for something that's made for you, because it's not being made by hand. It is being made part by machines. It's being laser cut, and it's being made to a pattern, etc., etc. The pattern isn't being created out of scratch. But that sense of how we are now increasingly becoming bespoke, personalized, and individualized all the way along the manufacturing chain is something we all have to understand. That more and more of our customers, whether they be a traditional B2C or a traditional B2B, no longer expect things to simply come the way that everyone else has them. Everyone wants customized. And if we can't deliver customized, then we've got a problem, I believe. So, to finish, a few points for you. Prepare for smartphone supremacy. It's all about mobile, mobile, mobile. More than anything, again, regardless of who we think our customer is, our consumer is, those relationships need to be conducted through mobile in terms of whether it be through app or whether it be through other ways of using mobile, but it's all about mobile. Increasingly, we're living in a world that has a cashless future, so global offline transactions growing and our digital wallets growing. It's changing the way, therefore, we as individuals, as societies, are thinking about our relationship with money. I talked about Athena and the importance, obviously, of a female consumer as we move into what's been called the female century. More than 2/3 of Instagram users, for example, are female. So again, I'm thinking specifically for my business and the the strategy of where my business is going is, am I thinking about this with a female mindset? Am I really understanding how my future consumer, my future client, is more likely to be female than male? And there still is a difference in the way that men and women work. I think we are becoming more cohesive in terms of the way that we operate, but I think the future is bright, the future is female. Use your location. The importance of location-based services, again, hugely important. Again, the sense of right now, right here, is increasingly important for many of the ways that businesses have to operate. And the Internet of Things. And again, I think many of us are just grappling with this expression. We're beginning to get our heads around this idea that our fridge actually might be connected to something else in our home and might be therefore connected to our phone, and it might be able to actually order the milk for me. But we're not necessarily then thinking about the impact of what that might mean to our business, because I think many of us are thinking about that, well, what I do in business has got nothing to do with that. It does. Just try and find the links, because trust me, they're there. But even if you just go through that creative exercise, I think you'll find it a very useful one in terms of thinking about what the Internet of Things could bring to your business and to your product. Scanning. So again, all of this technology that's changing the way that we do business, the way that we produce our product, the way that it's manufactured, the way that we then also bring it to market, the logistics process, all of this, again, is something that I think is up for grabs, whether it be becoming the tailor of the 2020s, the chair producer of the 2020s, whatever it might be. Again, there are all sorts of ways that some of those technologies will transform our businesses. As is biometric. Biometric data is becoming slicker and more accurate. We are knowing far more about us as individuals and how we operate than ever before. Don't be scared by that data or that information. Embrace it, because again, it will radically transform your business. Enable ubiquitous wearability. Wearable technology is no longer this farcical thing that trend forecasters used to talk about 15 years ago, where you kind of used to get these very trendy jackets with a little bit of room for your iPhone or for your first generation Walkman. It is about actually integrated technology that is useful to you. And that's the key point. It's not about a smart add-on. It really is about the sense that, yes, we will have glasses or phones or just elements of our clothing that enable us to, again, have our clothing connected up to whatever it might be. It could be our homes. It could be our phones. It could be just that sense of the RFID tag that lets the brand know that you've just walked back in store and that you're a valued customer and you're about to spend money again. So wouldn't it be great to be nice to them and to offer them a special deal, or maybe just a smile, or to greet you by name? It's likely to be things that are actually going to be far more human and more engaging and more warm and friendly than we expect, rather than something that's all pervasive, all scary, and a nightmarish dystopian vision of a future that I don't believe is actually going to happen. Thank you very much.